Good morning, students. Welcome to SRVPS Virtual Classrooms. Students, I am Archana Jha here to teach you English. If the prodigal son is a parable and Adam and Eve are metaphors, then maybe God just figure of speech. Yes, you are right. Today I am going to teach you figure of speech. Whenever I ask figure of speech from the students, they often talked about is it parts of speech or some of them said reported speech and few could say yes figures of speech. So I found it very common that they often get confused with all these three terms parts of speech, reported speech, and figures of speech. They are totally different, but they get confused with. I just thought that today I'll start my class by separately describing these three terms so that after the class you will never get confused with these three terms. So let's begin with that. First of all, we'll take parts of speech. Okay? Yes, students, parts of speech, it consists of 8 categories. So, parts of speech is 8 categories into which English words are divided. Name of all these divisions are Latin terms. The first one in these 8 categories is noun. It is from Latin word nomen meaning name. The second one is pronoun. Adds to the Latin prefix pro meaning for. As we know, a pronoun is used for or in place of a noun. The third one is adjective. In Latin, ject and ad. So both together means thrown toward a noun. That means it describes a noun. The fourth one is verb. Again from the Latin origin verbum and it's an action word. Next one is adverb. Very clear from the word. Adverb means it modifies verb. Next one is preposition, a word which can be separated as pre and posit. Pre means before and posit means placed. So preposition is a word which is used before a noun. And conjunction, again term clarifies that junct means join and con means together. So conjunction acts as a joining word. Next is interjection, and all of us know that it is used for expressing surprise and anger. Students, I simply wanted to give you a brief introduction about parts of speech. And remember, they are 8 in number and they are kind of type of words you can say, right? As per the use of the word, we divide them in 8 categories and they are known as parts of speech. So don't get confused with any other thing. Now next I am going to talk about reported speech. It is often referred as narration also in grammar. And reported speech has two forms, direct speech and indirect speech. Direct speech, as it indicates, it whenever speakers spoken words are quoted as it is called direct speech. When we report the same stated words indirectly, that is called indirect speech. We have many rules that we follow to change them. Here are some examples given before you to help you recall what direct and indirect speech means. You can see that direct speech is in the dialogue form and indirect in a simple way. So indirect speech is to convey the thought or message as it is. It is just like a quoted words. The words are as it is, as the speaker used, and indirect is indirectly being discussed about that. So this is all about direct and indirect speech. Now begins the actual topic for today, that is figure of speech. Figure of speech is used to adorn our language, and examples are simile, metaphor, alliteration, personification, and so on. Many are there which adorn our language. Adorn our language means which decorate our language. Yes, figure of speech actually are expressions that put aside literal meanings in favor of imaginative connections. what actually it does, that it gets connected with the imagination of the reader or the listener, and it conveys our message in a better and impressive way. It added to the beauty of the language, right? You can see here, it is different from its literal meaning. I repeat, a figure of speech is a word or phrase that possesses a separate meaning from its literal definition. You can see here what is given. We have one example. I am going to give you a piece of mind. Nobody is going to cut his mind into pieces and share it with someone else. No, it doesn't mean same. So this is an impression which has an implied meaning, that somebody wants to share wisdom or thought with someone else. Yes, so literal meaning is different, and in order to make it more impressive, this phrase is used to decorate the language. So it will be part of our figure of speech. Yes, the next one more example I'll take. You can see few sentences are here. Let's find out what beauty is hidden here. You can see that when I read, Brad wore his blue and brown blazer, something is different. Yes, B sound, B, blue, brown, blazer. Now it has added rhythm to this sentence. Same with other line, we can see she springs like a beam on the brow of the tide. Now you can see B is repeated here, means sound B is repeated here, so sound is repeated here. So repetition, so how it has beautified? It has given a kind of rhythm to our sentence, right? Now here gaily and G word, or this word itself has added the repetition. Repetition is used, and it used to emphasize on something. So we have different uses of this figure of speech. In a different way, figure of speech decorates our language. So based on their function in that language, what kind of beautification, what kind of addition they do in our language, based on that we divide them in different categories. Here today we are going to learn about the use of figure of speech, its impact. I am having one more example before you. He was so hungry he could eat a horse. See, one is so hungry. It says about his intensity of hunger. The intensity of hunger is revealed here. If simply I will say that he was so hungry, then it might be simple. For person who is hungry, that is being talked about. But I am saying that he is able to eat horse, so that shows the intensity of hunger. So in this way, whenever we try to exaggerate our impression, we want to exaggerate the thing, we use such kind of expression, and this kind of figure of speech is termed as hyperbole. I'm not going for the definition today. We'll be doing it detail in the next class, but here it's just one example to tell you what kind of role is played by figure of speech to decorate our language. So remember, this figure of speech add color and interest. It awakens our imagination and cause a moment of excitement when used. You can see one will be shocked, eat a horse. So that is adding an excitement. Yes. Now decorating, learning about figure of speech. Now I'm just quickly revising the same thing what we learned today. Figure of speech, what does it do? It make our language persuasive, vivid, relatable, and provide freshness and awaken imagination. So keep on decorating your language with figurative speech. Students, I have dropped a homework for you. You are to learn about your figure of speech till now, whatsoever you have learned, and read some content as is being given there in your Dropbox, in your homework box, and try to relate it where you find and what kind of expressions are more beautiful than other. That comparison itself will reveal before you the impact of figure of speech, and we are going to do the explanation and different types of figure of speech we will learn in detail in our next class. So wait for the next video and next class. Thank you. Have a nice time. Bye bye.